Call this meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners to order. Welcome everyone to part 2 of our situation as we are dealing with it. We will have more to say on that a little bit, but I would invite everyone to rise and join us for the invocation by Stacy Swager with the Canyon City Pregnancy Center, to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Lord, today I just have this picture of a map, and when we're attacked, any sort of attack, any sort of violation, it feels like we're scattered and we're not sure exactly where we are on our map anymore. I ask today that you just make it very clear to each individual that is in charge of our county today, Lord, that they find that little arrow that says you are here, so they can direct our next steps, so they can direct their next steps. Help them to not feel faltering, help them to know that they stand on steady ground and that you are behind them and that you love this county and that you love each of them and you are here beside us. We love you, Lord. Thank you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grantham.
Here.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
County Attorney Jackson.
Present.
County Manager Bryant.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we move on to the approval of the agenda.
I know of no changes. I move to approve the agenda.
I second that. Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, we move on to the consent agenda, which includes one item in particular. It's the ratification of a submittal of a Department of Local Affairs EIAF grant application to build a Department of Transportation equipment building. And we'll note that there are no public hearings being scheduled on this consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second, roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, we move on to the administrative and informational part of our agenda with updates from our staff and elected officials. I don't believe, Sonny, you have anything. Mr. Grantham?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know there's a lot of people watching this after it's being pre-recorded, so I can be here for an hour or so. But to save time, with the cybersecurity attack, we actually have been borrowing some laptops from Secretary of State's office to allow us to continue our work because of the upcoming election with voter registration rolls, election ballot layout, and to maintain communications with all of our UOCAVA voters and all of our parties that are going to be on the ballot for certification. So election is right on schedule. We got ballot certification done and completed last night, and we're on par and on time as far as election goes. So if you haven't changed your voter registration, please go to govotecolorado.gov, update your address so that you can get your ballot. Motor vehicle will be open with accepting cash, check, or charge, and all services starting next week on September 19th. As for the recording division of the Clerk and Recorder's Office, because we have no computers, we're still not accepting recordings at this moment in time. However, you can mail them in with the appropriate funds, certified funds or a business check, and we will put them in the line for queuing so that when we do have all of our computers back, we can start recording. If you do have any questions about the entire office, please call 719-276-7330. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner?
I just want to mention again, thank you. We are still under stage 1 fire restrictions. Imagine I'm going to say that, right? But it is, the fuels are still really dry. They had a little fire in Teller County yesterday that they got out real quickly, but it just shows you how quick a fire can start. So be very diligent out there. There's a lot of people still out enjoying the woods and camping and having fun, but be safe and be careful. And I just want to appreciate everybody's patience while we're trying to get this thing rebuilt here at the county building and all throughout the county. And we're doing the best we can to get things up and going where we can serve the community. And just thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. Thanks.
I would second that on the thanking our citizens for the patience that they've had so far and the understanding that they've had with what we're dealing with here and what, excuse me, what it will take to get us back up and running. I know there's certain segments of our business community that are in dire need of getting things back up to 100%. And thank you to them for their extreme patience with and understanding of what we're dealing with. And we have a process to follow that we need to take care of in order to make sure that we are safe and secure. And we will take as much time as that needs. And so I just thank everyone again, all the millions out there that are watching, that we will do our best to get it done as quickly as we possibly can, but not a second sooner than that, to be perfectly honest, because we have to do it right and get things back up and running correctly. So, any other comments? Then we will move on to the next agenda item, the citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter not scheduled on the agenda. Not seeing anyone.
Drew, do you want to talk for a second? You're not on the agenda. If you would hit that front button there too. Thanks.
Drew Gorgay, owner of Columbia Limited. The county contacted my company. I'm an executive recruiter. I want to congratulate your county manager on a highly successful, long and successful tenure here as your manager in Fremont County, and welcome her to El Paso County, where we're based. Last week I had sent, in response to your outreach to us, a contract for an executive recruitment. There are 3 high-level vacancies right now in the county, and it was represented to us as urgent. So you got the contract last week. I spoke with one of your commissioners and your county attorney last week, and we're prepared to begin on Thursday. But if we don't begin on Thursday, we're not able to help you until mid-October, the 1st of November.
Okay. Hey, Drew, quick question for you. So we're not prepared to sign a contract today, but if we do it before Thursday, is that still kosher? If we decide to?
We're prepared to be here to kick off the recruitment for you on Thursday, and I guess if we're able to discuss it at all now. The contract is structured in a way where you have options. And your county manager's last day with the county is about 6 weeks from now, October 27th. One of the commissioners observed in the draft recruitment schedule that even if you start on Thursday, your final interviews for the county manager position aren't until the first week of December or so. I can consult the actual schedule and give you the actual date. So time is very much of the essence. As long as we start on Thursday, I can meet that schedule. And the opportunity for county manager would be live to the world early next week, one of the days next week, as long as from your side we get the things that we need, which are photographs for the candidate profile, basic information about the county, access to you all on Thursday. I'm happy to do that by phone or Zoom or whatever is convenient for you. I would drive down here and be in person. The key components to Thursday would be talking to the 3 commissioners, each one-on-one, as well as some sort of group meeting with anyone who reports directly to the county manager, the elected officials, to the extent that you want to include them. It's a Board of County Commissioners exclusive responsibility to hire the manager. I would say it is healthy for me to at least consult with the sheriff, clerk and recorder, all of the assessor, anyone that you want me to. We can get all that done, frankly, in half a day. And I would be prepared to be here at 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning or something reasonable to start that. And then as long as we're moving forward, I don't care if we actually sign ink today, but if that's the direction that you would like to go, I'm here for you on Thursday, and proud to be here for you. With the other two vacancies, Human Resources Director and Planning and Zoning Director, is that the title? The Community Development function. I would suggest that you not start all three of those recruitments at the same time. I would suggest that with the Human Resources and Planning and Zoning, you put a little bit of space between the start of this county manager recruitment and those other two, simply because they are direct reports to the county manager. If you wait even a month, those other two kind of take about the same amount of time. You will know who your next county manager will be before you have to decide who the next HR director and planning and zoning director will be. And while you can generally collectively come up with this is what we're looking for HR and this is what we're looking for community development, you want that person's input on the final choice. And ideally, I'm bringing you a so-called top 10. It might be 7, it might be 12, it's whatever the number is for all three of these positions. You want the new county manager's input in that decision because it will be her or his decision to make. And that's the reason for the lag. So the contract is structured that way that you don't have to decide whether you're even doing these other two positions until mid-November, about 2 months from now. Gives you plenty of time. And there's if you need more time still, we can talk about that. But you don't know me. I wanted to drive down so you could look me in the eye. And normally I wear a tie and then I'm told not to, and here you are, the one day I don't wear a tie, you are all wearing them, so that's pretty funny. And I'm a 35-year resident of Colorado. I'm an attorney. I spent 3 years in the district attorney's office in Colorado Springs. I had law loans to pay back, so I was in private practice for 2 years. I spent 10 years working on behalf of Colorado counties in county attorney's offices. I was the first assistant county attorney in El Paso County, ultimately wanted to be a county attorney. I competed in one of these recruitments and won the county attorney's position in Garfield County. 6 months after I got there, they let the county manager go, so for 5 months I held both titles. My only joke there is that for those 5 months, everything I thought and said was privileged because I had both sides of it. I was then Garfield County Attorney. I was Garfield County Attorney for about a year, Garfield County Manager for 3.5 years, and I also served as interim city manager for Glenwood Springs for about 7 months. I'm a Colorado local government person and a Colorado person through and through, and also view executive recruitment on behalf of local governments in Colorado and the West as a vocation. I take this very seriously. I want the public to know, I want your citizens to know, I want you to know that even though these things have happened in pretty quick order, the vacancies and the outreach to us and the contract to you, the sort of urgency part of this is over right now. Starting Thursday morning, everything will proceed exactly as it normally would, and I take professionalism and excellence very seriously. It'd be a privilege for me to do this for you. So if you just get back to me anytime today or tomorrow, and if you want to pick a time, either 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock start on Thursday, we can get to it. Okay. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay.
Any other questions? I don't know right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Drew.
Very appreciative of you and your information here, so we will get back to you one way or the other.
Okay, very good. Thank you both.
All right.
Thank you all.
Drew.
Bye-bye. Yep. And I forgot to mention something very important. This is Elizabeth Eubank, who works with me in Columbia. Her parents are residents of Florence. Her brother and his family are residents of Canyon City, and they work out of the co-working space. So the firm has direct ties to your county as well.
Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, happy to.
Any others? Seeing none, the next order of business is old business, and we have none, so we will move on to new business. The only item on that part of the agenda is the resolution to extend the declaration of a local disaster due to cybersecurity attack on computer technology systems for Fremont County, Colorado. And I will give this over to Commissioner McFall.
Okay, thank you. On August 17th, Commissioner Bell, in her capacity as Chair of the Board of County Commissioners, declared an emergency disaster because of the cyber attack. That was only good for a few days, so in our last meeting, which was the 23rd, we officially made that emergency declaration stay in place. It was in place through today. Emergency declaration allows us resources that may not necessarily be available to us without being an emergency declaration. So what this resolution would do today is extend this disaster emergency declaration for another 14 days, which will be our next meeting of September 27th. Just in case we need it, we can kill this at any time. We can extend it again if we need to. I think it's better to have it in place than not have it in place, just in case something happens. At this particular time, we're not taking advantage of any resources that we don't currently have. So, but you never know what's going to come up. So with that, Mr. Chair, I have a motion if you're ready.
And just one quick comment before the motion. This isn't to be construed that we plan on dragging this out another 2 weeks and then another 2 weeks in order to keep people out of the building or anything like that. This is just to make resources available to us if possible. The work will continue to get us back up and running 100% regardless of this. But this can only help us get to the end quicker. So I will take a motion.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move to approve resolution number 31, series of 2022, which is an extension of the declaration of the local disaster due to a cybersecurity attack on computers and technology systems of Fremont County, Colorado. And this will expire September 27th, 2022.
Second, roll call, please.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes the business on our agenda. There are no public hearings today. So with that, we are adjourned.